This year, in schools across America, the halls were empty. The lockers and lunchrooms were empty. The stands and performance halls were empty.
But at Cole Valley, on any given school day, the teachers were in their classrooms, intentionally shepherding and challenging students to develop the whole person and prepare them for the future God designed for each one of them.
Our coaches were developing skills, work ethic, character, resilience, and teamwork in our athletes and artists.
His coach just really kind of just surrounded him with care and support and just encouraged him and brought out the best in him.
Hearts were discovering that they matter because they first matter to God. They were learning that He never makes mistakes, and they were created for a purpose.
In a year where many around the world struggled with fear, loneliness, and confusion, Cole Valley Christian students were engaging with each other and their teachers over their big questions and concerns. They were able to find confidence and courage in the biblical answers they found together.
Those different words and the different ways that he's reacting to things show how much he's really using the Bible on his own as a base for how he relates to everyday life, and is really opening up this bigger picture for him. That is exactly why we have them at this school.
They found joy in their friendships, support in their efforts, and made memories while others were alone.
Prior to school starting, we planned carefully and confidently to continue to live out the mission and calling God has given us at Cole Valley Christian Schools.
We found hundreds of new families being drawn to the life and truth that were offered here. Some came simply for in-person learning, but they shortly discovered Cole Valley offered so much more. We've heard many families say, "I didn't realize school could be like this."
Just seeing them so thrilled to be back in the classroom and just with their friends, and you watch them just thrive.
And the worship was really cool, and they said it was really neat to worship with their classmates, and had tears in their eyes, literally.
I think God's reminded me that community and connection with other Christians is super important.
And their growth as Christians has really just taken a huge leap forward.
6 weeks into the school year at Cole Valley, he actually came to us and said, I'm going to start crying, sorry, that this was the best decision we ever made for him.
She's constantly bubbling up about her teachers, and she's bubbling about her friends, and she's bubbling about Mr. Taylor, and I didn't know how armored up she was until I saw it all come off, and I feel like I'm looking at a different kid.
Bringing it back to Jesus is the thing that makes all the difference, because that's the common factor here. It changes everything.
Even our new teachers discovered that Cole Valley is a very special community in which to work.
You just feel God's presence here.
They just come at it from a different view. They really want to see your child excel, not just academically, but just spiritually, just grow as a person.
And I just think they take their role in spiritually guiding. They take that really seriously.
They're asking big questions, and they're asking, real deep things, but I love just their hunger, and it's inspiring to me.
It's been such crazy times, and I think that the amount of comfort that you can offer your students when you can openly discuss the fact that God's on the throne, and we don't have to worry.
Families who have been here for years found renewed confirmation in their decisions to invest in their child's education.
I graduated from here, and so I had such a positive time here that I wanted to eventually get my kids here. That I was valued as a person, felt like people really cared about me and cared about what I had to contribute.
It so reinforces everything that we want to teach.
They were training their heart and not their outside behavior.
You genuinely know how much they care about your child's well-being.
For my kids to be prayed over by their teachers is powerful.
I know it's a safe place.
I believe that this is the place where they will find their faith and it will be their own and they own it.
I actually felt like my teachers cared about me. I don't know, invested interest in me, and they wanted to get to know me. I want that for my kids.
Now we face a new challenge. God continues to prompt families to seek out an education at Coal Valley Christian beyond what our facilities can hold. Every chair we have is full. Yet the wait list holds 200 students eagerly hoping for the call saying that they too can become a Charger. They have a dream of the day they can join the life-giving education available here.
And many more are calling every day.
Tonight we have a chance to further the legacy of Coal Valley so we can say yes to these students. 200 more students we can develop as the leaders of tomorrow. 200 more students we can shore up with the biblical foundation to evaluate the whims of thought and guard truth.
With additional staff and equipped classroom spaces, we can say yes to those students who are desperate to be back in a classroom where they can be loved, known, prayed for, and empowered to live out the good works God has prepared in advance for them.
In a world where we are constantly tossed to and fro by every cultural thought, thoughts that change daily, the wisdom and clarity that comes from biblical truth is critical.
Coal Valley isn't just for like the here and now. I can tell that it's for the generations to come.
Legacy to me is planting a seed that will continue to grow year after year.
I think that the neat thing about giving to a school is that that's your future.
But they're investing in them from kindergarten on to build the next leaders in the next generation for God.
Coal Valley is the soil that the seed is planted in. And through that, the legacy grows so that they have a strong foundation and that they're able then to pass that down generation to generation. That to me is legacy.
Let's build something that lasts beyond our years. Let's shine the legacy into the next generations. Let's impact the world for Christ.